Coming up on this week's edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
CattleCon is the beef industry's biggest event of the year. We'll preview some of the great experiences the annual convention has to offer for cattle producers and their families.
And now, NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. I'm Lane Nordlund. Today we're giving you a preview of CattleCon 25 that will take place at the beginning of February in San Antonio, Texas. This annual event is where the beef industry meets to conduct business, attend educational sessions, experience engaging speakers, and enjoy family fun. There's also the NCBA Trade Show, which offers more than 9 acres of exhibitors, educational sessions, and entertainment. Joining me to talk more about CattleCon is NCBA President Mark Isley from the great state of Wyoming. And Mark, folks may not realize just how important CattleCon is in setting a direction for the future of the cattle industry. What are some of the important business topics that will be taking place in San Antonio?
Well, there are so many business topics, I can't even get the full list out. We'll be talking about policy, we'll be talking about politics, we'll be talking about the checkoff, we'll be talking about industry trends, we're going to be doing education, and of course our trade show. And I'm sure I've left a few of those things off.
So Mark, what are a few of those key industry issues that will be addressed at CattleCon this year?
There's going to be a lot of those industry things we have to address, the issues. Obviously, we want to know what policy is happening. We want to talk about the Farm Bill, see how politics in DC are affecting that. Animal health, of course, also trade issues, and of course education, teaching the public about things like the false proteins that are being produced by other outfits that it's not the real same thing as beef. Also to learn about the checkoff and how it's used and how it helps our producers.
Well, you mentioned education. Why is education such a key component of CattleCon?
The best producers are always looking for additional knowledge. They're thirsty for it. So they always want to interact with people who have new information, new technology, or research that'll help them do a better job on their ranches and farms.
Now, it's not just business at CattleCon. We do take our ties off and have a little bit of fun at the end of the day. What are some of the highlights of that for you?
Well, we always have some guest speakers. We're going to have some music and some entertainment in the evenings. There'll be some dinners. There'll be some interaction. It's a lot of fun. We host a lot of those things through the trade show. Just a great time. You can relax, you can enjoy and partake of just about anything you want.
Now, you've been to a few CattleCons over the years. What are your favorite parts of it, and why have you kept coming back? Obviously, you're an officer, but what had you coming back before you got involved in leadership?
I'd have been back regardless if I was in leadership or not. I'm thrilled with the entire event. It's a great place to meet people. You get to network, you get to learn a whole lot. You can understand what's happening out there in the world. You can see what's going on in Washington, D.C., and you start thinking about those things, you realize how it's important for you. You need to attend. You want to attend.
Well, Mark, thanks for joining us here today. And friends, don't forget, this one-of-a-kind annual event runs from February 4th through the 6th. And if you'd like to join me, Mark, and a few thousand other cattle folks in San Antonio for a once-in-a-lifetime experience, the first thing you need to do is register. And you can do that and get your housing all lined up by visiting convention.ncba.org. Still ahead, we've got a look at some fun things to do in and around San Antonio while you're in town for CattleCon 25. Stay with us.
There's never a dull moment for the Nelsons. 5th generation Montana ranchers. Since 1868, they've been herding cattle, reeling in trout, and exploring Paradise Valley from their backyard. Here's to another 150 years of adventure. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us on a John Deere Gator XUV and start telling yours.
Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. NCBA is the oldest and largest national cattle industry organization working to defend your interests in Washington, D.C. And there are big benefits to being a member. You'll get news you can use in the National Cattlemen, email updates in the NCBA Beef Bulletin, plus big discounts only for NCBA members. Join by calling 866-233-3872 or online at ncba.org.
And welcome back. Although this isn't the first time CattleCon has visited this city, some things have changed since last time. Joining me is Tyler Orwig of Visit San Antonio. And Tyler, what does it mean to have CattleCon back here in San Antonio this year?
We are so excited to have CattleCon back in San Antonio. As you know, Texas is one of the largest beef producers in the United States. So it's an industry that means so much to our state, to our city, and our community. So bringing you back to San Antonio only makes it that much better. And we are sure that your attendees are going to enjoy so much that our city has to offer.
So what are a few of the things that have changed since we were here last time?
I don't even know where to start. Well, yes, I do. Our city is growing exponentially. Some of the big things that your attendees will see while they're here in San Antonio is the Alamo renovations. It's a must-see when you come to San Antonio. They're doing a $500 million project for that mission, which is one of 5 Spanish missions, part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. We are also expanding our airport. It's a few more years to come, but in 2028, we'll have a brand new airport with a 3rd terminal. So getting in and out of San Antonio will be that much easier.
So obviously some very excited changes and updates to the Alamo facilities, but maybe for our friends that haven't been here before, what are some of those tried and true attractions that they should really check out?
Of course, they have to do the Riverwalk. It's got so many great and unique experiences, from dining, river barges, canoeing, and kayaking, and it connects many of the venues, hotels, and convention center all together. Also, the Pearl District, which is just north of downtown, has some great eateries. They actually just opened the Pullman Market, which is a 40,000 square foot food hall, which is a great place to visit, and lots of other tried and true places that your attendees know so well.
Now, CattleCon is a family-friendly event. What are some of those activities here in San Antonio and the surrounding regions that can really be one of those activities for members of all the family to attend?
Absolutely. We have so many attractions. You're starting with our attractions, SeaWorld, Six Flags, and Morgan's Wonderland, which is the first ultra-accessible family fun park. Of course, we also have the Doozeum, which is right up the street from downtown. It's a children's museum with lots to explore there. And then many of our cultural experiences, the Whitty Museum, McNay, the San Antonio Museum of Arts, lots of different options for families to enjoy.
Well, again, Tyler, thanks for sharing some of these great opportunities for producers of all ages to attend while they're here in San Antonio.
Thank you.
Well, still ahead, we'll look at some of the late night entertainment that NCBA offers at CattleCon. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Our aspect is taking care of everything as far as the cattle goes. These cattle are ours until they leave.
I like Drax and KP. It seems like they come around a lot faster. They're back on feed. Even Don and I have noticed, so we've doctored one, and the next day he's a lot better. With the price of the commodities nowadays, you want them on feed, you don't want them to fall behind.
Work livestock safer and more efficiently with Turret Gate from Molly Manufacturing. The innovative Turret Gate technology gives you remote control power, shuttling the gate through the turret, allowing for continuous forward flow without having to push a gate back into oncoming cattle, all with a touch of a button. It's the industry standard in low-stress livestock handling. Built to last, Turret Gate from Molly is better by design. Find out more at mollymfg.com.
This beef quality assurance tip is funded by the Beef Checkoff.
Hi, this is Libby Bigler here to give you a BQA tip on record keeping. Record keeping is a core principle of beef quality assurance, and there are many software programs on the market that help both purebred and commercial cattle producers maintain quality production records. It doesn't have to be complicated though. You can always keep records the old-fashioned way with pen and paper. There are also many apps available out there for your smartphone or tablet, so check the App Store and find the record-keeping system that works for you to keep record-keeping simple, convenient, and always at your fingertips. For more information on record-keeping or to find templates and forms, visit bqa.org.
The Beef Quality Assurance Program is funded by the Beef Checkoff.
There will be some can't-miss speakers and entertainment as part of CattleCon 25, and your registration includes admission to all those great events. Here's a look at the special location for the Thursday night party.
On the final night of CattleCon 25, you won't want to miss the special party at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, one of the largest and most prestigious events of its kind in the country.
So the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo was established in 1949, so we just celebrated 75 years. We started as just a livestock exposition, and then in year 2 we decided to add a rodeo to it. So our first rodeo was in 1950. And we've been doing a rodeo every year ever since then.
It's held at the Frostbank Center, which is the home of the San Antonio Spurs. The stock show is such a big deal, the professional basketball team packs its bags and leaves town for the duration of the event.
If you're not familiar with the Spurs, we have every year our rodeo road trip. So they give up their home, which we're in right now, for about 3 weeks, sometimes 4, depending on what it is, and they don't play a home game at all during that rodeo road trip. We've got our 5 banners for the national championship for the Spurs, and we've got all of our banners behind us for the large indoor arena rodeo of the year. So not only do we put on a good show, we put on one of the best shows that you could possibly see, not in just relation to a rodeo, but live music, and also for a general public to come.
The stock show and rodeo attracts over 2 million visitors each year, but CattleCon attendees will get special VIP treatment.
One of the added benefits to coming with the CattleCon is we're providing a season pass to everyone who attends. So just because you leave here on Thursday night doesn't mean you don't ever have to come back. So you're gonna get a season pass that's specifically made for CattleCon attendees, and you can come back to the fairgrounds with that season pass for no admission fee for the remaining 17 days. So you can experience all the competitive events, the livestock shows we have, all of the other free entertainment that we have on the fairgrounds. You can get some great food if you don't get to get enough food while you're here on Thursday night. You've got 17 more days available to you with that season pass you're gonna be getting.
Combining CattleCon with the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo is a natural fit, bringing together 2 events that celebrate American agriculture.
It really truly does make sense. We're 2 birds of a feather. Not only are you going to feel like you're in your second home, you're going to be amongst your people. Everyone here is passionate about agriculture, but you're also going to have a really good time. We have been working really hard to make a great event, not just for the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo general public, but specifically for CattleCon. We don't get to do a lot of private large events like this, so we really have our entire team at our headquarters working on making sure that this is a really good premium event for some of our ideal clientele.
Whether you're a rodeo enthusiast or a first-time visitor, the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo promises an unforgettable experience filled with excitement, history, and the enduring charm of the Lone Star State.
You can't think Texas Heritage without thinking about the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. I mean, as soon as you walk out these doors and you enter our fairgrounds, you will see every type of cattle walking through our fairgrounds, every type of sheep and goats walking everywhere, being moved from barn to barn. A lot of our patrons have never actually experienced livestock. They come out here for the carnival and the food, and they end up learning a lot about agriculture. Some of them even get to see or touch, possibly even ride a horse for the very first time.
Reporting from San Antonio, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun, and you'll also want to spend some time at the Roto Mixer. And here's Kelly Whitman with Roto Mix. So Kelly, tell us about what this Roto Mixer is coming up at CattleCon.
Well, our Roto Mixer lane is the kind of the preview or the beginning event to the rodeo. It's going to be a chance for everybody to gather after the convention, get together, listen to some music, and have a drink on us.
Well, they won't only be having a drink on you, they'll also have time to stop by the Roto Mix trade show booth. What can attendees expect to see there at the trade show this year?
We are actually bringing a new piece of equipment this year. Excuse me, it'll be the very first public viewing of this equipment. We also have one on the water right now headed to Australia for our big show over there in October. So we're pretty excited to have it released into the feed yard and dairy industry.
Well, an exciting debut, no doubt. But Kelly, at the end of the day, why do you continue to support the trade show and NCBA as a whole?
NCBA is such a good organization. They do so much for the cattle industry. It's also a great place for us to it's kind of a thank you to the consumers and to our customers to say, you know, thanks for sticking with us and being a part of our company and being a partner in the industry.
So Kelly, can we pull the curtain off of this new product? What will they be seeing?
Yeah, we can pull the curtain back a little bit, Lane. What we're going to have is a 34-foot long, self-contained diesel power unit feed delivery trailer. So the concept behind it is typically on any feed truck, any feed delivery box, if the truck goes down, whether it's engine, transmission, whatever it is, that unit's down. You're fixed, you're tied to it. With the system that we have designed and developed, the truck only is pulling the trailer around. The only thing in the cab are your controls for the diesel engine, your scale system, and the operation of the hydraulics of the trailer. Something does happen to that truck, you can unhook that truck, pull the controls out of the cab, I'm gonna say a matter of an hour, have it in another truck cab and be feeding cattle, and not have that truck at a diesel shop for 3 weeks and you're not feeding with it. So very large capacity. Everybody wants to haul more. That 40,000 pound load is kind of what everybody's shooting for. And we're going to be well above that with our semi-trailer unit. And it will go up to 40 foot. We could probably go a little longer for custom application, but very large capacity, very convenient, and very user-friendly.
Well, you've had a lot of partners over the last 40 years as well. Rotomix celebrating 40 years this year. What are some of the things you're doing to celebrate 4 decades?
Oh, we came up with obviously our 40th anniversary logo. That has gone on everything that's left the factory this year. We will continue to advertise with that through the end of the year, and basically just trying to continue on developing of new products and trying to stay the leader in the industry.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for all you do, for all the attendees at CattleCon and everything you do out in the countryside as well. And remember, friends, Wednesday night's event at CattleCon will be the big Tex Fest featuring entertainment by Paul Bogart. Then the Roto Mixer, sponsored by Roto Mix, is Thursday evening, followed by Cowboys Night at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, sponsored by Caterpillar. All those events are included with your registration. You can get all the details at the website convention.ncba.org. Still ahead on Cattlemen to Cattlemen, we'll show you where to go for a great steak while at CattleCon. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Cattle producers across the country work hard to care for their animals and their land. The USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service is there to help. Find out how you can work with NRCS to develop a conservation plan for your operation. Find possible funding resources for implementing conservation practices, or get free expert advice on ways to improve your farm or ranch. Visit the website nrcs.usda.gov today.
CattleCon's headed to San Antonio, February 4th through 6th, 2025, where farmers and ranchers gather to shape our industry's future. Remember, if you ain't at the table, you might just be on the menu. Check out the latest in ranching at the Texas-sized NCBA trade show. Network, learn, and grow your operation. Don't miss this chance to steer the cattle biz in San Antonio, where the Alamo spirit lives on. Visit convention.ncba.org to get registered. CattleCon 2025, where the beef industry meets.
Today we're focusing on the plans for CattleCon 25 in San Antonio. One thing is for certain, after you've walked that big trade show floor, you're sure to have worked up an appetite. Here's a look at one outstanding steakhouse near the convention center that is worth a visit.
Just a few blocks from the San Antonio Convention Center sits the iconic Fairmont Hotel, which was built in 1906. This historic building is so adored that instead of allowing it to be demolished in the 1980s, the 3.2 million pound hotel was moved to a new location.
As the city began to make way and progress for a new downtown and tourism, the city was faced with the option of either destroying the building or figuring out a way to move it. The City of San Antonio, the Historic Society of San Antonio, and the Historic Society of Texas at that point stepped in. The physical structure was put on wheels and rolled 6 blocks down the street. It took a course of 6 days, and as the property was being moved, it was actually televised to 30 different countries, and is still in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest and heaviest building ever moved as a single unit.
Today, the Fairmount blends historic charm with modern luxury. In recent years, the hotel has put a renewed emphasis on food by opening 2 restaurants, both featuring delicious dishes and classic Texan hospitality.
The experience is really meant to be personalized. We focus with our staff and our team specifically on the food, on the guest interaction, on making sure that it's a place that guests feel that they can return to time and time again and always receive that same level of elevated service, hospitality, and experience. The experience is really meant to be personalized. We focus with our staff and our team specifically on the food, on the guest interaction, on making sure that it's a place that guests feel that they can return to time and time again and always receive that same level of elevated service, hospitality, and experience.
So a lot of time we invite people over for lunch and we see them back at dinner to try our sister restaurant. The 2 environments are slightly different. But what makes them common is the passion that we put in preparing the dishes in the kitchen and service the dishes at the table, provide the right information and the right service to our guests.
You walk through the same door to get to both establishments, but they quickly diverge down separate hallways into distinctly unique personalities. Nonna Osteria is the oldest of the 2 and brings traditional Italian cuisine to the Lone Star State.
I would think that is one of the very authentic Italian restaurants in San Antonio. I take inspiration through all Italy, and beef is definitely a staple of the Italian cuisine as well. Here, to be more connected to the tradition of Italian cuisine, we pair it with a sauce that is an inspiration of the region where I come from, Piemonte. So it's a sauce that is made with bell pepper, onion and garlic, and with a splash of red wine vinegar that brings like an Italian flair to the dish.
The other restaurant, Silo Prime, is a traditional steakhouse with a menu full of delicious beef options.
Prime is our classic American steakhouse. Is the place where we want to invite people to come in and splurge and enjoy a very refined meal.
Silo Prime is a little bit more intimate. It's definitely your more upscale fine dining establishment. We source some of the best beef, the best meats, best cuts. We offer a greater selection, between our bone-in ribeye, our tomahawk ribeye, complementing it with some of our seafood, but beef is definitely the showstopper in Silo Prime.
One of the highlights of Silo Prime is the wood-burning grill they use to cook their steaks to perfection.
We have an amazing Argentinian grill that is a very important piece of equipment in our kitchen, and that's kind of the core of our steakhouse. So all the steaks pass from that piece of equipment, and that will make it special to us. We use oak as wood burning oven, and that definitely gives a Texas flair to the preparation.
The folks at the Fairmount know those impressive steaks wouldn't be possible without the hard work of cattlemen and women across the U.S.
We're always looking to expand and find new ways to present new items to our guests. And the only way that we can do that is to have great producers and great farmers out there that are making sure that they're taking care of the product prior to it arriving on our property.
Beef is a great protein, and what I like of it is that choosing different cuts, we can really offer different type of texture, tenderness, amount of ratio of fat versus lean meat. Is very versatile. We use the whole animal really in the kitchen, starting from the bones to make our stocks. That is really the fundamental of our cuisine.
No matter what time of day, the Fairmount Hotel hopes producers in town for CattleCon will stop by and have a delicious beef meal.
American cattle producer. We're happy to host you here in San Antonio, and we're looking forward to have you here as our guest to try our restaurants, Nonnosteria, for a nice, delicious Italian lunch, and maybe later on for a luxurious dinner in Side of Prime.
We'd love to host anybody who's coming in for the Cattlemen's Convention. We'd love to have you come through, stop by, take a tour of the property and the restaurants, and see what we're all about.
There are many excellent reasons to attend CattleCon, and there's still plenty of time for you to make plans to join us. Convention runs from February 4th through the 6th. You can register and get all of your housing set at the website convention.ncba.org. There you'll also find special discounts on things like airfare and rental cars to help you get to, from, and around San Antonio. That wraps up this special edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Thanks so much for spending time with us. I hope you'll join us in San Antonio. It'll be a trip you'll never forget. And we'll also see you again next week right here on RFD TV.